One time, a man entered a certain area in Lagos, the kind of place they call a red light area. He went inside one of the brothels there. As he opened the door and looked inside, he saw about 20 different women, all of them looking very beautiful. His job was to choose one of them. He was looking at each woman one by one because he had to make a choice. As his eyes reached one particular woman, her own eyes looked down at the ground. Seeing her shy, lowered eyes made him stop and think. It felt like this face was a familiar face. Her clothes, her dressing, he had never seen her like this before. He chose that same woman and took her inside a room. When he started talking to her, he found that this woman was not a stranger, but his own wife. Seeing his own wife in a brothel in the red light area, it was like the ground wanted to open up and swallow him. He was forced to think, what could he possibly do? How did she get here? He was trying to find the answers to so many questions, and when he found the answers, he took a step that, after hearing it, maybe you too will be forced to salute him. Because if a woman makes a small mistake, knowingly or unknowingly, her mistake is not forgiven. But a man's mistakes are often ignored. But the step this man took, ignoring all the faults of the woman, was a truly great step. This true story I am about to tell you is from the city of Ibadan in Nigeria. A man named Kofi, who lived in Ibadan City, was working for a big multinational company. His company had called him for an assignment in Lagos. He was told he had to come to Lagos for some time. It had only been 2 or 3 months since his wedding. He didn't want to leave his wife, but it was a matter concerning the big company he worked for. In the end, he had to go. When he got there and worked for a week or two, he talked to his wife and he asked her, "Will you come to visit Lagos?" As soon as he said this, his wife became extremely happy. She said, "This has been my dream since I was a child. I always wanted to go to Lagos and see it. Until now, I have only seen Lagos on television or in films. It will be so good to see it with my own eyes." When she said this, her husband told her, "You don't need to worry. Your bus ticket for October 7th, 2011 has been booked. On that day, you will get your bus. You can travel from Ibadan to Lagos comfortably and come straight here. I will be waiting for you." That day finally came. She prepared and went straight to the Ibadan bus park. She got on her scheduled bus and sat in her assigned seat. The first thing she did was call her in-laws. She said, "Mommy, Daddy, I'm on the bus. It's a journey of about 1,000 kilometers. It will take 16 or 17 hours, and I will reach Kofi." After the first call, she made a second call to her husband. She told him, "I am inside the bus and I will reach you soon, don't you worry." So Kofi said, "I'm not the one who should worry, you are. Don't be scared at all. Don't talk too much to strangers. Focus on your journey and don't accept any food or drink from anyone." He tried to make her understand. Now the bus started its journey to Lagos. As the journey began, in the seat right in front of where she was sitting, 2 men were seated. They were complete strangers and were not even talking to each other, but as the journey progressed, the 2 men started introducing themselves to each other, asking, "Who are you? Where are you going? Where are you from?" This woman, her name is Adana, was not talking to anyone. If she talked, it was either to her in-laws or to her husband, Kofi. She would tell Kofi how many kilometers they had covered, where they had reached. She would look out the window and tell him what she could see. In this way, her journey began to pass. As the bus moved forward, one of the 2 men sitting in front of her said, "Sister, it looks like this is the first time you are traveling to Lagos." She replied, "I have traveled a lot, but this is my first time going to Lagos alone." When she said this, they told her, "Sister, you don't need to worry at all. We are also going to Lagos. If you have any kind of problem or trouble, you can share it with us." The conversation continued like that. They offered her some of the food they had, but she refused. But as time went on a 15, 16-hour journey, it's natural to become friendly with strangers. Soon, the two men had become friends, and they had also started getting familiar with Adana. When Adana took out her own food to eat, she felt she had to offer it to them. They ate from her food. A little later, they took out their own snacks and offered them to Adana, saying, "Sister, you have some too." In this way, the journey was very pleasant and going very well. They traveled and traveled, and when Lagos was only about 150 kilometers away, meaning 850 kilometers of the 1,000-kilometer journey was complete, Adana called her husband and told him. Kofi said, "Don't worry, I will come to the bus station to pick you up." That was her last phone call. After that, the two men asked her, "Will you drink some tea?" She said, "I don't drink tea, but you can have it if you want." But they insisted, for friendship's sake, and made her drink a cup of tea. As soon as she drank the tea, she felt dizzy and fell into a deep sleep. When she woke up about 2 or 3 hours later, she realized she was not on the bus, but inside a car that was moving fast. She tried to open her eyes and found that she was still drowsy and couldn't even speak properly. She saw the two men and one new person with them. It was clear to her that something terrible had happened. She managed to ask, "Where am I? Where are you taking me?" Before they could even reply, a heavy slap landed on her face, and she was told, "If you make a sound, we will beat you more, so just lie down quietly." Because the tea she was given had been drugged, she was not in a condition to resist. The car kept moving and finally reached a place in the red light area of Lagos. There they met two women, and a deal was made to sell her. Her price was set at 45,000 naira. After taking the money, the two men disappeared. When Adana started to regain her senses, she began to cry and beg for mercy, but the men just kicked her and left. Now she was in this brothel. When she looked around, she saw many other girls who were dressed in clothes that would arouse any man. Adana was locked in a room because she was resisting and screaming, so they tied her to a chair and gagged her mouth. It was October 7th when she left home. Now day after day passed, and after about 15 days, her husband was still waiting at the bus station. After waiting for a long time and not seeing his wife, he became very worried. Her phone was switched off. He asked his parents, then went to the city guard post at the station to report her missing. He tried everything to find his wife. He went back to the Ibadan bus park and confirmed that his wife had indeed boarded the bus. But where was she now? Meanwhile, his wife was being tortured. Every day she was beaten and starved. She was experiencing a cruelty she had never imagined. On the 16th day, the owner of the brothel, Mama Nkechi, said to her, "It has been too long. If you do not get ready for a customer today, then what will happen to you is beyond your imagination." She told the other girls to explain it to her. The girls who were already working there told Adana, "Please agree. All the roads for your escape are closed now. You have to stay here and do this work. Nobody can save you now." On the 16th day, Adana finally broke. She wore the clothes they gave her, and that day, a customer chose her. The man took her to a room. As soon as he closed the door, Adana fell at his feet and started crying. She told him her whole story. "Brother, please forgive me. I was brought here by deceit. My husband is Kofi. He works in a big company. I was just coming to visit Lagos when someone drugged my tea and brought me here." The man, although he was in a brothel, showed some humanity. He said, "How can I help you?" She replied, "Please let me talk to my husband." Her husband had been searching for her all this time. He kept looking at his phone, remembering how she used to call him, but now her phone was off. But on the 16th day, a call came from an unknown number. It was Adana, crying. "I'm Adana. I don't know where I am. Please save me. I don't want to be here." Kofi asked, "Where are you?" She said she didn't know. The man who was helping her then took the phone and gave Kofi all the information about the brothel's location in the red light area. When Kofi got the information, he was forced to think about what to do. He thought that if he went with the city guards and they raided the place, the brothel owners might hide Adanna or harm her. So he did not do that. Instead of getting help from the guards, he went straight to the brothel himself, disguised as a customer. The previous customer had already left. Now Kofi entered as a new customer and started looking for his wife among the women. He rejected every woman, saying, "Not this one, not this one." When it was Adanna's turn, the owner said, "Show him the new girl. Maybe he will like her." He looked at Adanna. Seeing him, his wife's eyes filled with tears and looked down. He was shocked and worried to see her, but he said firmly, "I want this girl." He took her inside the room and listened to her whole story of how she got there. He was not angry with his wife. Instead, he hugged her and said, "You don't need to worry. Now we need to think with a cool head about how to get out of here. If we try to run, these people will attack us. They might even kill us." Right then, an idea came to Kofi. He called the city guard headquarters. He told them the entire story, from her disappearance on October 7th until now. He told them, "My wife is in this room, in this brothel, in the red light area. Please come quickly." The Lagos City Guard acted with great efficiency. A large force of guards surrounded the brothel. When they raided the place, they found Kofi and Adanna in one of the rooms. The guards rescued them safely. They rescued not only Adanna, but many other girls who were trapped there by traffickers. They tried to find out about the traffickers and learned that these men hang around bus stations and markets like vultures, looking for any girl or woman who is traveling alone and looks beautiful, so they can make her a target and sell her. The owner of the brothel, Mama Nekchi, and her partner, Baba Adebayo, were arrested along with two other people. With their help, after many days of effort, the two men from the bus were finally arrested as well. Friends, what Kofi did was a very good and humane thing. He saved his wife's life. Any other man might have seen his wife in that situation and blamed her, saying, "Stay in this brothel. I don't need you in my life anymore." But he showed his humanity, saved his wife, and also saved many other girls. This man truly deserves a salute. And as I leave, I want to tell you that whenever you are traveling, do not trust strangers. Do not accept food or drink from anyone. You never know who might harm you. Just as those two traffickers harmed Adanna, it was a good thing that her husband saved her from that terrible place. So, my friends, take care of yourselves and stay safe.